Welcome students. Today we will start the next chapter, that is variation. Okay. When here we can see the two types of variation. First is a direct variation and other is a inverse variation. Okay. Now what is the difference between the direct and a inverse variation? Let's see the difference first. Okay. Now see here is a table is given. Here you can see number of notebooks and the cost of notebook is given. Okay. Now here the number of notebooks are 12. Then the cost for 12 notebooks is 240. Okay. Similarly, what is given here? The next one, number of notebook is given 3, 9, 24, 50 and 1. Okay. Means the cost of one notebook is 20 rupees. Clear? Then cost of 3 notebook will be 20, 3s are 60. Okay. Now similarly cost for 9 notebooks. 9 notebooks will be 20, 9s are 180. The cost for 24 notebooks is 24 into 20, that is 480. And cost of 50 notebooks will be 50 multiplied by 20, that is 5 2s are 10, that is 1000 rupees. Okay. Now here you can see as the number of notebook is increasing. See here for 1 rupees, for 1 notebook you are paying 20 rupees, 3 notebook you are paying 60 rupees, for 9 notebooks you are paying 180 rupees, for 12 notebooks 240. As the number of notebooks is increasing, their cost is also increasing. Okay. Then such type of variation is known as direct variation. Okay. And now we will see the next one, that is for the inverse variation. In the inverse variation, here you can see number of students in a row. Okay. In number of students in a row means in one row, if there are 40 students, then number of rows formed will be 6. If there are 10 number of students, then 24 rows will be formed. Okay. If there are 24 students in one row, then there 10 rows will be formed. Similarly, if there are 12 students in one row, there are 12 students, then 20 rows will form, and here for 8, 30. Now here you can see as the number of students in a row is increasing, here you can see 8, 12, 24. As it is increasing, the number of students in one row is increasing, number of rows is decreasing. See here also you can see number of students in rows are decreasing, number of students in one row is decreasing, the number of rows is increasing. Clear? Then such type of variation is known as inverse variation. Means in both the concept, what you understand, that if one thing is increasing, other will also increase, then that variation is known as direct variation. And if one thing is increasing, other is decreasing, then such type of variation is known as inverse variation. Okay. Clear? See here for direct, if one thing is increasing and other will also increase, then it will call direct variation. And if one thing is increasing, other is decreasing, then it is called inverse variation. Clear? Now in this chapter we will see the sum based upon the direct variation and the inverse variation. Okay. Now in the first practice, this practice set 7.1, we will see the sum based upon the direct variation. Now let's see here. Write the following statement using the symbol of variation. Okay, now see here, what is a symbol for the variation? See, here is the symbol. Okay, it is a, we will call it as alpha. It is a Greek letter. Okay, and we used to denote is for variation. Okay, clear? Now how we will read it? Now as it is written here x, it is written here. Okay, then how we will read it? We will read it x is directly proportional to y. X is directly proportional to y. Okay, and for inverse proportion we will read it as, see here, you can see x and here 1 upon y is given. Okay, then for this we will read it as x is inversely proportional to y. Inversely proportional to y. Okay, for this we will read it as x is inversely proportional to y, and for this we can read it as x is directly proportional to y. Clear? Now we will solve the sum from the practice set 7.1. Now see here, the circumference C of the circle is directly proportional to its radius. Okay, what is given here? Circumference of the circle, that is C, is directly proportional to the radius r. Then we can write it as C directly proportional to r. Clear? In this way we have to write. We have to write in a simple form. Then in this way we can write. In the next one, consumption of petrol L in a car and a distance traveled by that car D are in direct proportion. Then petrol is denoted by L. Then L is directly proportional to D. Okay, this you have to write in your notebook. Now we will solve the next question. That is, complete the following table considering that the cost of apple and their number are in direct variation. What is given here? Number of apple is given and the cost of apple is given. Cost of one apple is given. Okay, then you have to fill the remaining thing. Okay, then as the number of apple will increase, the cost will also increase, you all know. Okay, then your cost of one apple is 8 rupees and the cost of 4 apple is 32 rupees. Then how much in 56 rupees, how much apple you will buy? Okay, that you have to find out. Here you have to find number of apple. And in the next one, what is the cost of 12 apple? That you have to find here. And here in 160 rupees, how many apple you will find, that you have to find out. Okay, now see here. What is given here? X. Okay, here as the cost of apple, as the number of apple will increase, the cost will also increase. Means this is an example of direct variation. Okay, means x is directly proportional to y. Okay, then here we will write x. For first one we are finding, then here we will write that the x is directly proportional to y. X is directly proportional to y. Okay, and now when you will remove this proportion sign, then what you will write? Therefore x is equals to ky. X is equals to ky. What is k here? K is a constant. Constant means a number. Then here you have to write k is a constant. Okay, k is a constant. Okay, then after that you know the value of x and y here, then substitute it. That is, x is 1 and y is 8. That is k into 8. Therefore k is equals to, then 8 will come to will move to the left hand side, then it will become 1 upon 8. Then what is your value of k is 8. Okay, 1 upon 8. Okay, then after that, now you know the value of k. Then here you can find the remaining value. We will move for this, we will find what is the value of y here. 56. You have to find k. Then first we will write here x. Now see here, what is given here? 1 upon 8. Then this we can write x is equals to 1 upon 8 y. 1 upon 8 y. Okay, in place of k we can substitute 1 upon 8. Clear? Now this is the value of x. Now substitute here, the value of y is given and you have to find x. Then for first one, that is, what is the value of y? Is 56. Then substitute here 1 upon 8 and in place of y you will substitute 56. Then 8 ones are 8, 8 sevens are 56. Okay, then what is the value of x is here? That is 1 into 7, that is 7. Then your x is 7. That means for in 56 rupees you can buy 7 apples. How many apples you will find? That is 7 apples. Okay. Now similarly you have to find the cost of the 12 apple. Okay. Then we will write this sheet here. That is x is equals to 1 upon 8 y. Okay. And what is the value of x? Is 12. Then we will substitute here 12 upon 8 into y. This is the second one. Okay. Then now this is in the denominator form. In right hand side, when we will move to the left hand side, it will multiply. That is 12 into 8 is equals to y. And 12 8s are 96. That is y is equals to 96. Means for buying 12 apples you have to pay 96 rupees. Then what will come here? 96. Similarly solve the next one. First we will write 1 upon x is equals to, x is equals to 1 upon 8 y, and y is given as 160. So x equals to 1 upon 8. In place of y we will substitute 160. 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16, 20. Then what is the value of x? That is 20. Means in 160 rupees you can buy 20 apples. Clear? Here we will write 20 apples. I hope this question is clear to you. Now we will move to the third one. If m is directly proportional to n, m and n is given, okay, then find the value of n when n is 14. Okay, means this is similar as the previous question. What is given here? M and n is given like this. X and y is given and n is given, and you have to find the value of m. Okay, means y is given, you have to find the value of x. Then similarly we will solve it. Clear? You don't do it like this way, huh? You have to write in a proper way in your notebook. Okay. What is given here? M is equals to 54 and n is equals to 7. Okay, m is equals to 54 and n is equals to 154 and n is equals to 7. And what is given here? M is directly proportional to n. M is directly proportional to n. That means m is equals to n is equals to kn, where k is a constant. You have to write it. K is a constant. Okay. Now, for if n is equals to 14, you have to find m is equals to how much? Okay. Then substitute here. That is first we will find here m is equals to n, kn. Then we will substitute m and n so that we will get the value of k. Okay. Then here 154 is equals to k into 7. Okay. This, after that we have to find the value of k. Therefore k is equals to 154 upon 7. We will cancel. 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14, 7 twos are 14. That is k is equals to 22. Okay. Now you got the value of k is 22. And now you have to find for n is equals to 14, what is the value of m? Okay, then here we will write for n is equals to 14, m is equals to question mark. Then we will write it, that is m is equals to kn, and m you have to find out. K is 22 and n is 14. Okay, then after multiplying, that is 22 multiplied by 14, what we will get, that is 308. Okay, 308 will come. Then this is your answer for m. Then here at the this is your answer. Clear? I hope this is clear to you. Now we will see here the question number 4 is omitted for this year from your syllabus. Now we will move to the question number 5. Now in question number 5, y varies directly as a square root of x. When x is 16, y is 24, find the constant of variation and equation of the variation. Means here you have to find the value of k. Constant you have to find. Constant means k you have to find out. Okay. Now see here. What will we do here? What is given here? X and y is given. Okay. Then here we will write x is equals to 16 and y is equals to 24. This is a question number 5. Okay. And what is given here? Y varies directly as a square root of x. What is given here? Y varies directly to the square root of x. Clear? What is y varies directly? Read it. Read this statement and see this. That is y varies directly as the square root of x. Clear? Therefore, y is equals to k square root of x, where k is a constant. Okay, where k is a constant. Now put the value of x. Now for x is equals to 16 and y is equals to 24. Then here y is 24 and x is given as 16. And what is the square root of 16 is? As you all know, the square root of 16 is 4. Therefore the value of k is 24 upon 4. That is 4 ones are 4, 4 6 are 24. Then value of k is 6. Okay. Now you got the value of k, that is a constant of variation. Okay, k is a constant of variation. Here we will write constant of variation. Okay. Now equation of variable, that is you have to find the equation. Then what will be the equation? That is y is equals to k square root of x. Okay. That is y is equals to 6 square root of x. Clear? This is your equation of variation. Okay. Then here you will write, at the end you will write the answer. That is constant of variation is 6 and equation of variation is y is equals to 6 root x. Is it clear? Now we will move to the next question. That is question number 6. What is given here? The total remuneration paid to the laborers employed to harvest soybean is in direct variation with the number of laborers. If remuneration of 4 laborers is rupees 1000, find the remuneration of 17 laborers. Now next one, that is the Means now you understood the question or not, that we will see. Yeah, the total remuneration paid to the laborer, okay, employed to harvest soybean is in direct variation with the number of labor. Means yeah, as the number of labor will increase for harvesting the soybean, the remuneration for will also increase. Okay, if the remuneration for 4 laborer is rupees 1000, then you have to find for 17 laborer. Okay, so let's start with this. Means it is a direct variation. See, we will write here, let the remuneration be R. We have to select a alphabet. Okay, then here we will consider it as let the narration be R and number of laborer. Okay, we will denote it by N. Number of laborers be N. Means it is in a direct proportion, that is R is directly proportion to N. Therefore R is equals to Kn, where K is a constant. Okay, now what is given here? N, R is given as 4. R is 4 and N is 1000. For R is 4, N is 1000. Okay, then we will substitute here value, that is 4 is equals to K into, in place of N we will substitute 1000. That is K is equals to sorry, yeah, 4 laborer, remuneration is 4. Okay, and your laborer are 4 and remuneration is 1000. Then here we will, that is R is 1000 and number of laborer is 4. Okay, that's my mistake, sorry. Then here we will write, that is 1000 is equals to 4 K into 4. K into 4. Therefore 1000 upon 4 is equals to K. That is K is equals to 1000 divided by 4 is 250. Therefore K is equals to 250. Now you got the value of K. Okay, now what is your equation for this? That is R is equals to 250 N. R is equals to 250 N. Okay, this is the equation. Now we have to find for 17 laborers. Means here N is given as 17. For N is equals to 17, what is the value of R? Okay, this you have to find out. Then first we will write the equation. Is the equation of variation. Okay, is the equation of variation. Now, yeah, first we will write the equation. R is equals to 250 N. Therefore, R is equals to 250 into N is 17. That is after multiplying 25 into 17, yes, 0. 25 times are 250 and 25 sevens are, that is 4250. Okay, 425. Okay, then at the end we will add the answer. That is the remuneration of 17 laborer is rupees 4250. Okay, that we will write here. Of 17 is rupees 4250. Clear? With this this practice set is over. In next video we will start with our next practice set, that is practice set 7.2.